All right, it's Women to Women right here on Independent Television. So I'm Daisy Leah Sakidi, your host, and I promised last week that we're going to talk about taking charge of your year. We've done two things that weren't totally focused on the new year. The week before, the first week of the year, we talked about psychological traits in women's choices when it comes to health preferences. And then the week after that, we talked about the stampede in Ibadan. And we were all trying to understand how women could, mothers could allow their children get to that level where you're throwing them across the fence because of some palliative or the other. And we had to commiserate with the families that lost their kids. I mean, if we say one child is lost or one child is late, it's too much to lose as a nation. Then we're talking 35, even though the names that were released are not even up to 20. But officially, we said we got reports that about 35 children did lose their lives. But today on Woman to Woman, we need to make that promise come true, and we're going to be talking about advancing yourself in the new year. Most times, people just have resolutions that they make at the beginning of the year, and these resolutions fizzles out before February even ends. Um, Once Valentine comes and takes over, you forget about your resolutions and you just begin to spiral down. For those who want to do something about their health, they forget and they're shoving down junks all over. Those who want to work on their muscles, they hardly even have the energy to go to the gym. Those who are talking about reading a book a week, they don't even know the way to the bookshop no more. And everything just starts changing. By the time we get to the middle of the year, June, it's it's a matter of we shouldn't even talk to you about the resolutions you made. But if you're one of those persons watching right now that wants to take charge of the year, that wants to advance themselves this year, that wants to make resolutions that work, and they need lasting plans on how to really do become better versions of themselves, then this program today is definitely for you. I have someone with me in the studio, a young, vibrant lady with me, and she is a content creator, a social media content creator. Well, I am calling her a life coach because her contents are really quite inspiring, and she's someone I think a lot of people should follow and just check what she puts out there. But before we tell you your social media handle and all of that, I'm just going to introduce Pamela Gawa. Pamela is with me on the show today, Woman to Woman, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we can get better. Welcome, Pamela.
Thank you so much. Good day, viewers. I must say it's a privilege to be hosted. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a delight to have you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this topic like we discussed earlier. But first things first, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. Thank you.
I'm very good. Okay, so what are some effective strategies for setting and achieving personal goals this year? Because we always do set goals, but do we achieve them is the big question. So are there strategies you think we could employ to achieving these goals?
Of course, there are strategies. I mean, a lot of strategies. But like you said, new year, new resolutions, right? So when it is a new year, a lot of people are excited about um, creating goals for themselves. But along the line, they lose focus. I mean, they don't even think about their goals anymore. And a lot of things distract them from what they have penned down. But there are some effective strategies you could employ to achieve your goals. In school, we are taught SMART, which is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Your goal has to be very specific. I mean, you have to have a particular thing that you want to achieve for the year, and then it has to be measurable. You can't say you want to have money. How much do you want to have? Like, you want to be rich. Okay, my goal for 2025 is to be rich. So by how much do you want to be rich? And the other one is A now. A is for achievable. Your goal has to be achievable. You have to set something that you can achieve and not something that is beyond you. And then it has to be realistic. And the last one, T, time bound. So you have to put a time frame so that you are on your toes. Yeah. So that's one. And I think that another effective strategy is cutting down, like bringing your goals, putting it in chunks. You have for the new year or whatever, you have a particular goal, a big goal. So you have to cut down those goals into bits, and so that it will be easy for you to achieve them and also incorporate them in your daily routine. And when you put your big goal, reduce it into chunks, then in that way it becomes less voluminous and less overwhelming. Also, challenges would always be there. You have to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth and success. That's my take on that.
That's beautiful. Smart. I'm going to have to adapt that, and then cutting it into chunks. Yeah, that sounds more appealing than the overall huge goal.
Yeah.
For let me use weight loss, because that's the trend now. Everybody wants to be a bit trim, even though we still want to keep the figure 8. So with this weight, we then go do plastic surgeries and all.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to lose 30 kg in 1 year. That's quite a lot of weight to lose. It's a lot of body mass to lose. So it's how about you do 2 kg per month? That's more achievable. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's the measurability I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like you have to have, like your goal has to be measured. So that's
I love
also
that.
included.
I love that. Okay, this positive, you talked that you said challenges will always come.
Of course.
So how can we develop a positive mindset or cultivate a positive mindset as we embark on this New Year's and the challenges that will come?
Okay, thank you so much for that. I mean, yeah, it's true that challenges will always come, but then ways you can cultivate a positive mindset is by, being grateful for the things that you have already going in your way, things that are already working for you. So you have to have this gratitude mindset. You have to be very grateful to God, for the things that are working for you at the moment. And also, you have to affirm things. You wake up in the morning and then just sort of affirm things. Tell yourself things, like using your mouth to create your future now. So these are effective strategies you could use.
I remember a book I read, The Secrets, not to publicize anybody's books. I'm not going to say the name of the author.
All right.
That's one of the things I learned from that book. Says you need to speak to your day, you need to be thankful, you need to just be positive. And according to that book, I have not really taken time to practice that particular thing. Says if you can stay positive till 10 a.m., you'll be positive all through the day.
Of course.
I need to try. Okay, so let's talk about time management in SMART. The last thing there was time bound. All right, and time is a big issue for many, especially we professionals and mothers, workers, even students. You have to manage your time, balance it with whatever you're doing at the moment, with whatever goal it is you want to achieve. So are there tips you can provide for us that will help us in managing our time effectively, in order for us to make progress towards achieving these goals, either personal goals or professional goals?
Yeah, of course. Well, I would recommend starting your day with God. Yeah, because when you start your day with God by way of devotion or even prayers, worship, you get to have control over your day, and you just get to realize that you are focused or organized throughout the day. And also, my elder brother taught me to-do list, so you could take a pen and a paper, write all that you have to do for that day, and then try as much as possible to eliminate distractions. Yep.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let's move now to skills, because we're almost beginning to be pressed for time. There are so many skills out there. Someone told me, I had a conversation with a professor. She came to Nigeria for research. In fact, she was the one I had my first episode of the year with. And we were just talking about the kind of skills people should be more focused on. This is 2025. Things are changing. And she told me, for me, I need to learn a new language. I'm like, whoa? What am I going to do with that? And she's like, learn French, learn German. I'm still thinking about it, but what kind of skills do you think youth should be focusing on developing to advance themselves this new year? Whether it's career or personal skills, generally, personal opinion.
Okay, okay. The world is going really, really digital, and I feel like tech skills will never fade, and they are really, really profitable. So if youths can be patient enough to learn or acquire one or two tech skills, we have AI, data analysis, and even coding. So if they can be patient enough to learn, I feel like they are going to be, in high demand. Yeah, and there is one skill that people often undermine, and that is soft skills. Yeah, people undermine soft skills a lot, but little do they know that the soft skills are as important as the tech skills. So when, for instance, someone goes for an interview now, and then the interviewer must have read through your resume, but then they are not interested in what you have on paper. Most of the times, they're interested in what is here. So what do you have in you? Do you have problem-solving skills? Do you have the ability to lead people? Are you flexible? Are you adaptable? So skills like this, communication skills, do you know how to express yourself? Negotiation skills and networking skills and all of that. So these skills are as important as the tech skills. So I feel like youth should build themselves also in soft skills.
Beautiful. Even the negotiation skills you talked about, it's quite key. Oh. It's key, especially when it comes to professions and some certain professions, and you're into business. You really do know how to need to learn how to negotiate and bargain, so you always will get the best deal for your brand. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so data, for me, people like us, do we need to also get that one?
Which one?
Data analysis.
I mean, it's not wasted. You could learn it and then kind of like diversify. So sometimes when you're not here, you could be earning from them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now, what common obstacles do you think people likely will face when it comes to this developing, trying to be better, trying to better yourself? What are the common challenges people will most likely encounter? So, I mean, if we know the challenges, or if we can preempt these challenges, we might be able to avoid them or deal with them when they come. So what challenges do you think will most likely?
Okay, challenges or obstacles, you can actually not totally rule them out, but then you can have control over them. Your attitude towards them, it's what really matters. So there are a lot of challenges people face. Sometimes people have goals, but then life gets to happen to them. So some of those obstacles are, we have procrastination. A lot of people are guilty of procrastination. So they write down, or they have something that they want to do, and then they keep procrastinating and never get those things done. So one effective way to mitigate procrastination is by having a time frame. So when you know that you are supposed to be, you're supposed to do something at a particular time, then you won't procrastinate. You'll be up and doing. So one other obstacle is lack of self-belief or self-confidence. Some people do not trust in their ability to get things working for them. So they don't believe that they can achieve certain things. So, little do they know that they are stronger than they think. So greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So you have to believe that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Yes, wow.
Okay, this is Woman to Woman, and we're talking about how we can advance ourselves in this new year. And procrastination is the thief of time, they say. And A lot of people have that problem. I'm going to wash these clothes today. You bring them out. Some will even go as far as soaking them. Pour detergent, pour water. You leave it there. And then BDC will just decide to bless you with light that day. And you start watching movies. Or you do something else, entertain yourself, read a novel like me. Oh my God, I love to read novels. And you never really get those very important things done. Or you do it and then you're running late. You're running up and down now because you're pressed for time. But we all need to employ a little bit of discipline. That's what Pamela Agawa is trying to teach us today. So far, so good. You've talked about the pressures that could come, the challenges. And that's what's going to lead me to, sorry, this one before the work stuff. Do we need to do accountability? You know, there's this accountability partner thing that people do. Now, for those who have procrastination as a problem, do you think there's any need for this accountability thing when it comes to this self-improvements?
Of course, I think there is need. I mean, it is very important for you to have an accountability partner if you are the type that procrastinates a lot. Because, you know, there are some days that you feel lazy or unmotivated to do things. So when you have an accountability partner that you have to report to, then that gets you, it puts you on your toes. And then you are up and doing, and you get the strength to continue or to fire up again. So accountability partners are, you know,
Very important.
Very important.
For someone like me, I'm imagining who I'm going to make my accountability partner. Because if I make my friends and they start telling me you have to, I don't understand. Will you come and force me in my house? Can you beat me? So I don't know, but that's, people have really said it's good to have a team. If someone did suggest for me to have a group, not just one person that I'm accountable to. So maybe they think I'm too headstrong. So I need a group of people. And that was because we did promise ourselves we're going to be studying, it's Christian this time, studying certain verses of the Bible daily. I've since left the group. Lord have mercy. Okay, so let's talk about maintaining a healthy work-life balance. In all of these achievements, in all of these advancements, we want to get better in our personal life, at the same time get better in our career life, in family life, in our spiritual life. You know, we need to create a balance. So are there tips you could give us on how to create this balance so it's healthy and we don't end up being so stressed?
All right, thank you for that. Yeah, there are tips. I mean, creating a healthy work balance, balancing your work life with your personal life. So, you know, there has to be boundaries, yeah? So when you're at work, you should be mindful that you're at work. Then when you are pursuing personal development, you should also be mindful. No one should come in the way of the other. So at work too, sometimes, if you are superior, you could also delegate tasks to those under you just to reduce the workload so that it doesn't become overwhelming or too heavy on you. Then you could also practice tips like self-care, because you're trying to do two important things at the same time, focusing on your work and also pursuing personal development. So then you have to undergo self-care, treat yourself, give yourself that nice treatment, and then hydrate yourself, stay healthy, you know, stuff like that.
We should just be drinking plenty of water so that our skin will glow. Okay, now. All right. Celebrating victories along the way. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but I did also see that in that book I was talking about, The Secret. It says when you achieve something, you celebrate it. So I know I'm doing a whole lot of talks on weight loss, because they used a whole lot of that as an example in the book. And she was saying when you let's say you've given yourself a goal of maybe 10 kg and you're halfway there, you should celebrate the milestone. And it wasn't up for a discussion because it's a book. I would have asked, can you celebrate with pizza? Okay, but how important is it to celebrate your little achievements as you go?
Yeah, it is very important to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, because I mean, you have to celebrate yourself for others to celebrate you too. But that aside, it gives you, it motivates you to do more for yourself. you know, it makes you proud of yourself. Every milestone that you achieve or every milestone that you reach, you have to celebrate it, and then it makes you want to do more.
Yeah.
So that's how
Wonderful. All
important
right.
it is.
Okay. I think we're going to be concluding the show at this time. But before we let you go, we just have your final words on today's topic. What do you want to say? And yes, your social media handle. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so just wrap up in the final notes.
Okay, advancing yourself for 2025. I mean, it's not all about resolutions, because people do that a lot and, you know, never um, get really active or get committed to their resolutions. So sometimes it's all about cultivating some good habits, yeah, staying resilient and focused on what really matters. So it could be personal development, it could be career advancement, or even building good relationships. So you just have to advance yourself this year and be the better version of yourself.
Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's my pleasure. Whatever you do, you need to be healthy, you need to stay good, you need to have your physical strength intact, you need your mental health very, very well normal, because with the kind of stories we're even reading on social media, as they say, I'm confused, like how many people are even seeing in this country these days. So when we talk about mental health, I'm not talking about people who are going to eventually lose their clothes and run around the streets. Even stress is a mental issue. So it starts from the brain, and if you're not managing stress well, it gets to depression, and if you don't manage depression well, it could even lead to suicide. So it's a big deal. We need to learn to be healthy. We need to learn to balance our life. We need to work smart. You know, it's whatever goals we're setting should be time bound. It should be realistic. It should be achievable, and it should be what's S&M? Measurable and specific. I'm not going to forget that. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to pen it down so that I don't forget. So make whatever goals it is you are achieving, make it specific, and be accountable to someone if you know you can't trust yourself to go all the way through. You're learning a skill, tailoring. Your madam shouts at you. You're one of those people that after you've been punished a time or two for a wrong thing, you just leave that skill. You won't finish. You need to be accountable. The person that someone must be there that can tell you, please suck it up and go back and finish what you're learning. All right? But anyway, that's how we're concluding Woman to Woman today. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. We'll put this video on YouTube so that for those who missed out on any parts of the show, they can catch up. I'm Daisy Leah Sikili one more time. Have a great day.